So you guys want to know why it is I'm using Logic Pro X along with Maschine together? About to explain that to you in this video. What's up everybody, this is DDS, and in today's video, as I just mentioned, we will be talking about my reasons for using Logic Pro X along with Maschine together. If you are familiar with my workflow, for years I've been using Maschine by itself to, I don't know, build my beats, make the beats, sample the beats, or make sample beats I should say, and anything else. The only thing I did in Logic Pro X was mixing, and that was because I just loved the quality. And when I first got Maschine, there was no real mixer that was visual on the software for me to mix with at the time. It was just the knobs you had to do on the hardware, and that just wasn't working for me. I needed something else, so I started using FL, and since I had a Mac at that point, I decided to get Logic and start using Logic, and I felt like the quality was better, it looked better, I enjoyed it better, all of that stuff. So I have Logic pulled up on the computer right now just because I'm going to talk and show you guys a few things. And in this video, this will be like a start of a Logic series I'm going to do, because honestly, for a while I've just been making my beats on here, I want to say for like the last week or so. So my workflow now is like, really when I'm at home, I'm using Logic Pro X along with Maschine, and then when I'm out and about, I'm using Maschine Plus, or if I don't feel like being on the computer, I'm using Maschine Plus. So initially I started using Logic Pro X to make beats, I want to say maybe about a year or so ago, when I was just trying to do some things in Maschine that seemed like it was getting too CPU heavy, like multiple instances of Omnisphere and things of that nature. That has changed. I don't really have that issue anymore when I was, well, the last times I was using Maschine, but it's just something about Logic that just drew me back in here lately. So pretty much when I open it up, this is what it looks like, minus this little instrument I have right here. I usually have my instruments just limited to my Maschine. I have my Maschine loaded, and a lot of you guys have asked for videos on the workflow of setting up, routing Maschine, all that stuff through Logic, and I will have that video coming up for you guys, and I also have a video already on it. But my workflow now with Maschine is I'm just using Maschine as a VST inside of Logic, and then from there I'm just building up my beat inside of Logic and Maschine. Sorry for the pause. Pretty much like even down to my template, I have my mix template already ready to go. Everything is already set where I usually have it set when I'm making my beats. And if you have my mixing course, you have access to my mixing template, and I explain all of that stuff. But I have everything set up so that way when I make my beats, I'm no longer waiting to mix them. My previous workflow, I just made the beats. I might have made 15 beats before I even mixed one of them, and that actually slowed me down when somebody needed beats, because if somebody hit me up like, hey, I need a pack, I have to sit down and mix some beats now if I want to have the new beats. Now when I make the beat, I'm mixing it right on the spot. And pretty much my workflow is I start with the instruments inside of Logic. Like I just go in Logic, and you have things like Complete Control, which I showed you guys how to use that, and also Scaler to help you make your scales and things of that nature. That's pretty much what I do. Like I have Keyscape right here, I just pull up Keyscape, load it up, and then put on Scaler or Complete Control. So as you see, guess I'm loaded up, I can just sit here and play it, yada yada yada, act like I have a beat here. Okay, then I open up the Maschine, and then I don't even have to open this up. I can control it from my Maschine MK3, which is right here, and I just browse or go to one of my little sound drum kits that I put together, load it up, and then from there I just make the drums as I would if I was using the Maschine by itself. Now I know Maschine has clips mode, which kind of makes it more linear when you're making your beats, so that way you can drop stuff in here and there. But I really just pretty much just build loops and stuff, and then I take things out and all of that. And I just love the setup now, and that's what really works for me, is being able to still use Maschine for my drums, because nothing else compares to that to me. Like I know Logic now has the drum sequencer and all of that, but nothing compares to using Maschine for drums, in my opinion, and a few other things that I use it for. But long story short, pretty much when I arrange my beats, arranging the drums is the same as it was with the Maschine alone, because I go ahead and I arrange the drums in Maschine, and then once I drop them over, I don't know why I'm showing y'all like this, but once I drop them into Logic over here, I then build up my beat around the drums. So let me pull up an example for you guys real quick. Here's a beat that I made last night. All right, so here's everything. Okay, so as you see right here, I didn't mean to take that off. I have an entire beat right here. So these are the drums from Maschine right here. All of this is from Maschine imported. So as you see up here, these are really the only instruments. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically when I build my beat, I start same way I do in Maschine. I'm pretty much just building my hook or chorus, whatever you want to call it. I'm building that, and then from there I break it down, and even down to certain things. This beat doesn't show it, but pretty much all of these are the same, except for like right here. Like when you look at the 808, I put that there because I want the 808 to hit at the end. I had something else going, but I muted it because it just didn't fit. So pretty much once I drop everything in with the drums going, I know where my breaks are and all of that stuff. I'm able to be like, okay, for this part I want to pull this part out. Okay, I may want to change this, octave this up, pull this one part out. Anything like that is cool. And that's really my workflow. Like, you can do this stuff in Maschine. Like, I don't want anybody to think that you can't do this in Maschine, FL Studio, Reason, whatever it is you use. All of this is a matter of preference and figuring out what works best for you. And for me right now, I'm enjoying this because it's just, I don't know, it's something about it. And I'm knocking out beats so quickly and having a lot of fun with it. I want to say in the past few days, I probably made like 20, 23 beats. And that's not usual for me. It's been a while since I did that. So I'm excited about it, and I just wanted to touch on that topic because a lot of you guys have asked me, what is it about Logic that I'm enjoying? And that's really it. Like, I'm using Maschine inside of Logic, and literally for you guys that want to know how I'm using Maschine and Logic is simply opening it up as a VST, and once it loads, I'll show you what it looks like because it's going to look just like Maschine would if I was using Maschine by itself. And then I export the drums to my track out or stems folder, and then I just drag it into Logic. It goes right here, and I just build the beat up around there. I mix it. My mix template is already there for my effects and everything. I make adjustments for, you know, if I need to make adjustments, and from there it's good to go. So show you guys what Maschine looks like. So right here I have all my scenes. This is my intro, hook, verse 1, verse 2, hook, verse, I know I said verse 1, verse 2. This is the verse 1, part 2, hook, verse 2, verse 2, part 2, hook, my outro. So when I export this to Logic, it translates just like this right here. And since I know that's how it's structured in Maschine, I just structure it like that. And this right here is a transition. My drums right there in the transition. So to me, it's powerful using all these together. Yes, you can do all this stuff in Maschine, but it's all about your workflow. What works best for you guys? Figure that out. You don't have to do this because I'm doing it. You know, you figure out what works best for you, have fun with it, explore. And another thing that I love is just the skins that I have for Logic now. It makes me even more inspired. I change this thing almost every time I make a beat just to give it a different look. It makes me want to work with it some more, stay inspired. Depending on what I'm working on too, I can switch it to different colors. I can change the color of all of this stuff. So yeah. So if you guys have any questions about Logic or any specific videos you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully I wasn't just rambling, but I really wanted to tell you guys what it is about Logic that I'm enjoying. And like I said, coming up, we're going to have beat making videos. If you have any Logic tutorials you want me to talk about, let me know about those too. I'll let you know if I know, because I still don't know everything about Logic. I know some stuff, I don't know everything. I've recorded songs in Logic. I've recorded podcasts in Logic. I made beats in Logic. So I feel like I know my way around it enough. Of course, I mix my beats in Logic. And then I'm going to have more tutorials on Maschine and Logic and finding the best workflow for you. Like, some of you guys may think that the routing the drums to each channel is the best workflow, but for me, that's not it. Like, when I'm making my beats, I don't really care if it's clipping at the moment, but I do keep an ad limiter on. But I'm saying I don't care if it's not mixed like that until I'm actually in the process of mixing. When I'm making a beat, I'm just making a beat. I don't really care about all of that. So for me, my best workflow is just like I told you guys, build it up in the plug-in, drop it in. So I'm gonna touch on some more of that stuff, and you guys just let me know what you want to see coming up. I know a lot of you have requested a video on using Logic and Maschine all together. I even seen someone said something about using Serato sample and Maschine and Logic together, which I do for all my sample beats now. So I will have a video on that as well. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see in this Logic series and all of that stuff. Hopefully you all have a wonderful day. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because the majority of my views are coming from unsubscribed people, and they happen to watch my videos over and over and over again but don't subscribe. So just click the button, click the like, let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. You all have a wonderful day. If you need help using Maschine, I have my video course up on teachable.com, and it's entitled How I Use Maschine. I cover everything from how I start a beat to finishing the beat. The link is in the description below, so if you need help with Maschine, go check that out. Hopefully you enjoy the video.